Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac. This looks like a vanilla Isaac run, but as you might have divined from the fact that I am, oh my god, what is wrong with my keyboard? Let me move down! Let my vertical locomotion go! Sometimes Isaac just does this. If you just give it a second, I should, it looks like he's pulling at it. He's like, come on, let me go downwards. I don't know if this is something to do with troll bombs or what, but if I just, there we go. Okay, I've been freed from my corporeal limbo. Yeah, it should be a universal item pools run. That's what I was trying to say before, the hand of God held me in place and prevented me from walking downwards for whatever reason. So yeah, we can find basically anything in our first item room, including a blood bag, which is one of the strangest items that I think I've ever found in an item room on a universal item pools run. But it's really good because you're very rare to get HP upgrades on a universal item pools run, so to be able to pick one up right off the bat and have it also carry the added benefit, I guess it's kind of like a dubious benefit depending on your perspective, but the added benefit from my perspective at least of getting one speed upgrade as well. A couple more speed upgrades would probably be too much to handle, but one is exactly where I want to be, so hopefully we end up picking up just a remarkably amazing item from our boss fight with Pin here, and then we'll be good to go basically. Just Mom's Knife, Polyphemus. You know what? Fuck Mom's Knife and Polyphemus. We've actually gotten those an awful lot lately, which is something that feels really great coming out of my mouth, which now, like, halfway through saying that, I was like, man, I really should have chosen some different words. But we've had that so much lately that why don't we go for, or hope for, because we don't really have any agency in the matter, hope for a kind of interesting run, maybe like a technology plus Mom's Contact, or a technology plus Polyphemus. That would be amazing. Technology plus a variety of tier effects. Alright, so we killed Pin. We get the White Feather and a Spirit Heart, which is a pretty terrible combination here. We reroll the White Feather into a Coin Purse. 2 of the same pill. Those are going to be tiers upgrades, which is actually a huge benefit for us. One of them is I found pills, and bad gas. So basically we got 2 tiers upgrades and a Spirit Heart for beating that boss, which to be honest with you is actually a really, really solid payout this early on in the game. It's a solid payout at any point, actually. I love tiers upgrades. I remember that for like 6 months, I thought tiers upgrades were terrible. I'm just trying to think about this, because like, I did just lose a Spirit Heart to go in there, and we're probably not going to get many more rerolls, but I would love to reroll whatever is in that curse room, just as if it's another item room, because a range upgrade is just not good enough to pick up. I would rather lose more red hearts, and if I lose my ability to reroll the Deal with the Devil, who gives a shit, because I'm not going to pick up Deal with the Devil items unless they're amazing to begin with, because they cost health and have the same item pool as everything else. But anyway, I digress. I totally forgot what I was going to say. I think I was talking about how I felt about tiers upgrades. Yeah, there's not too much to say. They're really, really good. I think we're going to end up taking Brother Bobby, even though he's not the best upgrade, and the reason we're doing that is because we're going to reroll the range upgrade instead. I was hoping that might be a secret room in there, but instead we actually managed to pick up a reasonable amount of money. Shops less good than item rooms, and less good than libraries, and less good than curse room. Are you kidding me? We get the IV bag. Okay. Like, absolute trash, but I did play it a couple of times just to bolster my savings a little bit. We can maybe use this on a Judgment or on an arcade or something. Yeah, so we got Blood Bag and IV Bag already, which is kind of hilarious. My only hope is that by picking up the IV Bag, maybe we have guaranteed ourselves Blood Bags the next time we play on an arcade or something like that. I don't 100% know for sure that that's how that's going to work, but if it does, then I guess that is good news. Although it's kind of a bad item to get when I invested a decent amount of health into picking it up in the first place, but whatever. We've taken an item that I don't really like, hopefully out of the pool. Normally, obviously when you get an IV bag, it means you get blood bags for the remainder of your arcades. I'm just hoping that that holds true here as well. It's kind of a bigger floor than I expected. We might want to look for the secret room. We're going to get a cube of meat here, and we're also going to have a reroll available that we can use on a devil room. And I mentioned not really wanting to do that, but if there's nothing else to use our rerolls on, then, well, I guess we can go back and reroll the IV bag instead. It'll cost us a little bit of health, but we should get some health back after finishing this room here. We'll see. Might be a good idea. It's almost certainly a good idea, I'll tell you that much, but it might be the only idea that we can really do anything with our D6 with. That was the most awkward sentence I think I've ever said. I'm not going to look for the secret room because I already looked in the most likely place for it by accident. Remember, I placed that bomb earlier to get that chest. And I don't think we're going to go to the shop unless we reroll this into like Pageant Boy or something. you know, it's lifesteal. Lifesteal's not very good, but it's better than just leaving the IV bag sitting there. At least we got something for our troubles. So we picked up Brother Bobby, a cube of meat, and lifesteal on this floor. I would consider that to be fairly adequate this early on in the game. But normally, the thing with Universal Item Pools runs is that if you just stay alive long enough, you will usually end up getting the items you need to take you to success. And the items that we've gotten so far are going to do a pretty good job of keeping us alive. So I like our chances here. We haven't seen this pill before. It's luck up. I never know how to feel about that. We're basically fighting our boss at the exact most opportune moment, unless it's a difficult boss, in which case there's no opportune moment. And it's not a particularly difficult boss. It's not the easiest boss in the game, but it is one of the easier bosses that we could probably hope to fight on the Catacombs, unless we ended up running into Pestilence, which would actually be awesome, because then we could get another familiar to follow us around. Did you guys see that screenshot of, like, the all-familiar run in Rebirth? Once Cheat Engine is working for Rebirth, and, you know, once I've gotten my fill of playing the vanilla version of that game, which will probably take, you know, like 300 videos, I am very excited to finally have the opportunity to do a challenge run that is just like all familiars, because obviously that's not something that's possible in the existing Binding of Isaac engine, because after you get 5 familiars, it just stops working. So we're going to check out our deal with the devil. You know what? Weirdly enough, X-Ray Goggles is actually totally worth picking up for 1 heart, I think. And I think we reroll Sacrificial Dagger. It's good, but it's not that good. Spirit of the Night is fantastic, though. So I took X-Ray Goggles. It's one of those items that normally you get for free, obviously, or you pick it up in a different circumstance. But I like, or I don't mind paying for it, because we're probably going to find that it pays for itself just by showing us at least 1 Eternal Heart over the course of the game. It's so much better than the Spelunker's Helmet. Because it saves you so many bombs in the long run as well. And you know, being able to go to all secret rooms is great, because secret rooms have universal item pools as well. Left hand makes it more likely that we'll get some deal with the devil items on our way here. I'm just exploring all of the rooms that we come across adjacent to the secret room, because this does give me the opportunity to possibly see if I can go into the item room, the library, or the shop, or another room that would normally require a key just by walking in instead. So we're gonna just get a D6 charged up. Not that we necessarily had to do things in this order, but this is the way I'm gonna do them. We're gonna prioritize going to that library first things first, because it's basically just a double item room. So I think we will pick up Lard, because we can fly and we've had a speed upgrade. And I think we'll take our D20 and at least accomplish something with it. Let's pick up this Spirit Heart and then, like, come down here. Might as well... Yeah, we'll re-roll it, whatever. Maybe we'll get something amazing. The Devil card is worth more than 1 red heart, so we were going to re-roll the D20 anyway. We might as well get something out of it, and that was a little bit of value. Dead Sea Scrolls is another re-roll target for sure. Gives us Bob's Rotten Head. Can't really do anything at all with that. And we'll continue exploring. Hopefully we find some more keys, because I would love to be able to go to our item room, even though the obviously the library is a little bit more of a pressing concern, because we've already used the key for it, and it contains, you know, double the item pedestals. But whatever, this is pretty good so far. I think I'm very pleased that we got some extra HP. Getting Cube of Meat is awesome. Getting Spirit of the Night is even awesomer. And we're continuing to build like a pretty good run here without really sacrificing very much at all. I have 2 more health than you normally start with as Isaac, 2 tears upgrades, the ability to fly, spectral tears, 1 orbital, 1 familiar, and, well, that's really all I guess we need to talk about, because it's shaping up pretty nicely so far. The left hand is a trinket that may or may not provide us with a decent amount of value over the rest of the game, but it certainly has the potential to. I really wish spectral tears worked like piercing tears, but they don't. So we don't have a key. Unfortunately, that means that we're only going to get 1 more reroll here. I would love to go to the shop with 37 cents. It actually makes the shop, well, Mom's pad is just a pick up and put down item, but the shop is viable then, because we could buy an item, even if it's a shitty item. We could buy it if it's at least functional, and we could also have the chance to buy a key as well and then open up another room. But I still feel very good about the way that this has gone, so I say we go down to the next floor, and we continue to grow in very unpredictable ways, floor to floor. That's an interesting option. I'm probably going to use Bob's Curse as a reroll pedestal, but poison bombs are not terrible, and, you know, getting 5 bombs is also something that's kind of, you know, if not necessary, at least nice to have. It's a luxury. Oh, that was really bad of me. I mean, we're still in a very fine position from a health standpoint, but I shouldn't have taken damage in a situation like that. Oh well, though, you know, shit does happen. Let's take out our fly generator before we take out the remaining flies. And another key, that's actually really good as well. Check check out our second secret room quickly, even though I've taken out some of the flies, and our red chest contains a spirit heart, which is not really that amazing. We may have a pretty reasonable chance of getting a blood bank on this floor by way of the library, and that would be amazing. As for this devil card, this is like, again, I've mentioned this a couple of times, but in other videos, but this is basically my borderline card for, is it worth saving till the end of the game? And I do think it is. Man, Notched Axe is so much more worthy of a reroll than Bob's Curse. But yeah, it's borderline worth saving to the end instead of just blowing right away. So I think that is how I'm going to handle it. If we end up being able to save this devil card for like the Isaac fight, then I will consider that a success. And if we end up not saving it for the Isaac fight and I didn't leave it behind, then even better, because that probably means that I picked up a better card at some point anyway. So we've already been to both of our secret rooms here. Notched Axe is obviously going to be our #1 reroll target because it's garbage. And you know what? We're doing a pretty good job of taking some bad items out of the pool here. So let's very quickly reroll this. The money bag is a passive, but I still think it's worse than Bob's Curse, and that puts it decidedly into reroll territory. Now, I really would like to get some keys, but we're going to need to maybe get a little bit lucky with what our rooms drop for us there. Or we're going to need to be able to find our way into the shop, which is seeming increasingly unlikely. Those red hearts will help me gamble, hopefully. And with the amount of bombs that we have, I can totally justify using one to check out that tinted rock. Wasn't really interested in the spirit heart, but sure, whatever. More interested in, obviously, getting the small rock. Although, you know what? We've had a 1 speed downgrade and 1 speed upgrade. I think the speed upgrade we got from the blood bag was actually greater than the downgrade that we got from lard. So I wouldn't mind... Come on, just pop up. Pop, there we go. I wouldn't mind not getting a speed upgrade, but I think getting the small rock would still be something that would leave us functional, I think is what I'm trying to get at there. Sure, we'll open this up. It's just more spiders, which kind of sucks, but we should be able to finish this room pretty quickly. The one thing this run lacks right now is damage, and if we can actually find a way to improve that, that would be great. Whether that comes in the form of like a skinny odd mushroom that drastically increases our rate of fire. Oh, the knockback there is so frustrating. Or whether it comes in the form of picking up like a Max's head or something like that, or another damage upgrade like a Steven. Either of those are A-okay by me, if we could just make them happen. What's our final one? Please tell me it's not, yep, those guys that bounce around and did damage to me because I was so stupid and stood in the center. I'm actually excited to move on to the depths. Some of the enemy pools I actually prefer on the depths to the ones on the chest. Or sorry, the ones, well, definitely to the ones on the chest, but to the ones in the caves. So, we still find ourselves unable to access that shop. That's bad news, but we can reroll the money bag, sack of pennies, because it's basically worthless for us, since we can't go to the shop anyway. 8-ball is one of those items that, you know, I still think is probably worse than Bob's Curse. Bob's Curse is not the best item in the game, and I would love to get a chance to reroll it, but basically the way I think of the 8-ball is that it's just a tarot card, so what's better, 5 bombs and the ability to make all of your bombs poison, or 1 tarot card? I would say 5 bombs and the ability to make your bombs poison is substantially better. So we're gonna play the shit out of this blood bank here. We have a lot of red hearts available on this floor, but beyond that, we also have lifesteal. So the earlier we can play this blood bank, the better it is for us, just for obvious reasons. And we should have a very realistic chance to get the blood bag produced here. Might not happen right away. Might happen pretty soon, though. One thing's for sure, we have enough spirit hearts to kind of insulate us until it does happen, and thank Christ I don't necessarily need to gamble, because I did a lot of that over the past couple of videos, and it's been real annoying. 1 red chest on our curse room is a troll bomb, half a spirit heart down the drain, but no big deal. We'll pick up all of our health in like one fell swoop. I don't want to constantly have to backtrack over and over, unless I'm doing it for rerolls, so I think what I might do is just go into the shop. We can see if maybe there's an item to purchase. Mostly I want keys. Kind of hoping that we didn't fight greed, but oh well. You know, that's a key potentially down the drain, but sometimes greed can drop a key as well. And also, you know, if greed drops like a Steam sale or something like that, we might want to reroll the Steam sale instead of rerolling the 8-ball, because it would just de facto be like the lowest on our totem pole in terms of the items that are on item pedestals right now. Obviously, we haven't really gotten very good items on this floor, but we can maybe, you know, hobble together a decent spread of stuff. Anyway, a couple more hits on greed will kill him here. We've gotten a little bit of red heart steal back from these guys due to Charm of the Vampire. Is there... Oh, we did get a key back. That's actually very nice. Is there any item that seems better but is worse than Charm of the Vampire? I'm pretty sure when I first saw Charm of the Vampire, I was like, oh shit, man, lifesteal? That's gonna be the most important item in the game. Turns out it's pretty not. It's pretty not important at all for most runs. I don't know, there's probably been odd situations where Charm of the Vampire has saved my life, but considering what episode we're on here, I think there's been a lot of instances where something that I wouldn't have expected to save my life is actually coming back to help me a great deal. I guess we are going to backtrack twice here, depending on the amount of health that we get. Probably should have just fought the boss right away. Whatever, though. So we're going to reroll the 8-ball. It gives us an HP upgrade. That's pretty good. And we might, if we're lucky, be able to snag another HP upgrade. Given where we are on this floor, I think it's, you know, reasonable for me to pick up Bob's Curse. Maybe I end up using 1 or 2 of those bombs against the boss, if it's Chubb or something like that. So it's nice to have those going in, and we'll see if we can snag another HP upgrade right here. If not, certainly enough money to do basically whatever we want, Wolf of Wall Street style, for the rest of the game. We could gamble so much as well, but I don't really want to. I would rather it just paid out. Well, 71 cents. If we end up getting money equals power somehow, that is going to make us a very strong individual. But for now, with 1 rune remaining, we are going to the boss fight. And we won't have a reroll available, so if we get a deal with the devil or a deal with the angel, hopefully the item that drops is okay. Or, I guess in the deal with the devil, maybe, hopefully it's not okay. But anyway, we're going to be fighting Peep, and Peep got a cheap shot on me there. But one thing's for sure, we definitely don't want to waste our bombs here. Because, in all likelihood, we would just place a bomb, and then Peep would jump the fuck out of the way, and then I would end up looking like a big idiot. So, we're pretty much just going to be moving up and down over the course of this entire fight. Maybe a little bit down into the side whenever the eyes get in our way. The second eye should be popping fairly shortly, but in the meantime... Oh, what the heck, man? Pretty cheap move, Peep. I am not on my game here for fighting this guy right now. Let's hope that we don't lose our remaining Spirit Heart, because that would put me, obviously, in a pretty rough position in terms of survival. We get the Relic, though, which is just a great pickup. And you know what? I think we go down to the next floor, even though it's... You might say, hey, you should gamble and maybe, like, go to the blood bank once more. I don't think it's a smart idea. I think it's probably better to just give myself a better chance of surviving the short term here. We're on the depths instead of Necropolis, which might be our... saving grace, and there's a little bit more health back here as well. It's not an XL floor, we have enough keys, so I'm feeling pretty okay about the way things are going, but, you know, we could have pretty easily put ourselves in a very difficult spot if I'd gambled a little bit more. I mean, gambling on the three-headed man and the 3-head Monty and the, slot machine or fortune teller would have been fine. I can't remember if it was a slot machine or fortune teller. That would have been fine, but, instead, I don't want to waste my time. Anyway. Almost quoted Sum 41 there by accident. This is a 3-zombie room with the ability to fly. We should be totally A-okay. They're looking pretty confused here, which is good news for me. And we should be able to finish this room off without much problem whatsoever. Now, we are on a Curse of Blindness, which is super annoying. We've already seen this room layout once before, but this one was a little better for us. And this is excellent, so we are able to get back to full health just by virtue of this second secret room. Still haven't found that vaunted Eternal Heart secret room yet. That's okay, though. Inside of... Hey, we got our Hero Font card from that tarot card. We're going to keep the Devil card with us. Not the best use of the Hero Font card, potentially, but it's a use of it, and we want to make sure we keep this Devil card. So, we fought Gish so many times lately, but I'm not going to complain, because Little Gish is maybe my favorite familiar in the game. It's either Little Gish or Demon Baby, if I had to say. Brother Bobby's okay. He's, you know, middle of the road somewhere. Weirdly enough, even though I like Little Gish, I actually prefer, like, Brother Bobby to Rainbow Baby. I think I just like having dependable effects. And, you know, Harlequin Baby, again, is maybe on the lower tier. But Demon Baby, man, Demon Baby holds it down. And I don't know what the difference between Sister Maggie and Brother Bobby is, except Sister Maggie shoots red tears, so I'm more likely to consider her stronger. If you saw, like, a monster and he was coming towards you and he was crying, like... translucent or even transparent tears, you would be like, oh, what a cute little baby, and maybe that's menacing in and of itself, but bear with me on this, you know, metaphorical train ride here. Almost got hit there. But if you saw one coming towards you and it had bloody tears streaming out of its eyes, you would say, get the fuck away from me, demon spawn. I don't want to go to hell today. That's what you would say, and don't deny it. We all know what would be going on in your brain if you saw that. So that is why I prefer, you know, Sister Maggie. And red tears in general. They strike fear into the heart of the enemy. The Ankh and Scapular. Neither are good enough for me. in my personal taste, to consider taking them. We re-roll them and don't get really anything of value. I figured we might as well waste a re-roll on it anyway, just because I don't know where my item room and shop are. Plenty of red chests on this floor. We do want to go to the item room and the shop. If there's a library, sure, by all means, that would be great as well. Created plenty of flies on this floor. Larry Jr. is going to be very easy to take care of. And we get a pill. The pill is a Tears upgrade. That's actually very, very nice. Tears upgrade is basically a damage improver. Now, we've already examined this side of the map. I think we've got a pretty good base for a good run here. But we're going to need to... I remembered coming down here just as soon as I did. But, yeah, we've got a pretty good base for a run. More damage is pretty integral to our success. But again, the rule of universal item pools runs... there are exceptions to the rule, but the basic rule is if you just live long enough, eventually those universal pools will cough something up that will give you a very good chance of success. And we might already be borderline there as a result of our great rate of fire. Guppy's tail is fine. Becoming Guppy would be amazing, especially with this rate of fire. This is a pretty good start. I was thinking about where to use this bomb. Turns out it doesn't matter as long as it just doesn't kill Judgment. Small rock is a huge get for us. Our speed is still okay. And on 1 cent you paid out, but not with what I wanted. Hopefully he gives us a ton of keys en route to picking up maybe another HP upgrade or something like that. But keep in mind, you know, Judgment could drop basically anything. And something like the Compass would be amazing too, because you don't normally have a great opportunity to pick that up on a run like this. Shame that we're probably not going to get a Temperance card or a Blood Bank. I really thought for a second that could be the Temperance card. You know what? The Emperor card is better than the Devil card, I think. It's almost equal in my mind, but I think the Emperor card is a little bit better. Oh, well, sorry, Judgment. There's really nothing I could have done about that one once it happened. So if I think the Emperor card is a little bit better, then I guess I might as well just pop the Devil card right here. And this is the entirety of our floor, I think. I hope I'm not missing, like, one entire quadrant. I guess we'll see. More Spirit Hearts. Our item room contains a speed upgrade, and our shop contains an HP upgrade. So we'll definitely just buy the HP upgrade. You go buy a tarot card as well? Strength. Oh, why would I buy a tarot card? I'm just about to leave with the Emperor. Sure, whatever. I think we reroll the speed upgrade. Have I already looked at all the other rooms? I think I have. So we reroll the speed upgrade. Becomes the Rosary. That's fine. We can always buy the Bible and then reroll it. We have enough money left over for that. So, you know, considering we're leaving the floor, I think that's okay. All right. Couple of HP upgrades. A Tears upgrade. A small rock. Gives us a little bit of extra damage. Have I already been up here? Oh, okay, I haven't, but I don't think it's going to come back to bite me in the ass. So, just watch out for the leapers. We haven't gotten any range upgrades, but it still shouldn't stop me from being able to shoot all the way across the map. All right, so we go down to the next floor, and obviously really hoping that... Excuse me? This is why I hate Curse of Blindness, because I don't have the greatest, you know, mental cartography. I need a GPS just to, you know, get downstairs. What do we have here? All right, well, okay, we made it. We also got Guppy's tail on this floor. You know what? I'm going to blow up this slot machine in case we get more keys. Oh, bomb for a Spirit Heart is an okay trade. Better at times than others, but we'll still take it here. And we're done with this floor. Okay, good, good, good. We already took that item. All right, please just give me a map next. Oh, come on, game. You're doing me a little dirty here. We're definitely going to take Spider Bite. That's one of the problems, but also, you know, isn't that bad for us in this situation. With Blindness floor is that we can't actually see whether it's going to be a shop or a library when we first go to it, but, you know, picking up Spider Bite is crazy good, especially with our incredible rate of fire and decent damage as a result of Small Rock now, but... we'll be able to still have one reroll pedestal that we have from basically the start of the game. It's going to be our last shop on this floor. With any luck, we'll find an arcade as well and be able to snag a blood bank. We have teleported to a fight with Krampus, which honestly is totally fine. I am not going to... Oh, that was really bad. Normally, you wouldn't be able to get a... That was even worse. Normally, you wouldn't even be able to get a deal with the devil on this floor. So to be able to fight Krampus here is actually a blessing, not a curse. Krampus is fairly easy, even though I've hemorrhaged a bunch of damage against him already. I wonder where we'll come out of this fight. But anyway, this will give us basically a damage increase in many ways. And we're not going to re-roll it because I like Lump of Coal. I wonder if that'll teleport us out or something. We'll see. Hey, way more Spirit Hearts. Okay, lucky me. I have no idea where we are now. But anyway, I'm super stoked to get the Lump of Coal. We're back where we want to be here. The magnet is basically useful. Or useless, sorry, I should say. And that went very well. We actually gained some health from that. And now it's time to keep it going here. so far so good. We still have a shop to go to and an item room if we can get the keys for it. If we can't, no huge deal. The left hand has been popping out so many red chests. Normally it gives you a lot, but this is just a crazy amount. I wonder if that's due to like the luck upgrade we got or something like that. But it wasn't a luck. It was a luck upgrade. Okay, I'm not gonna do the whole thing, you know. Sure. I don't know why I feel like I'm playing football or something. I always feel a need to get directly under the spiders when they launch into the air. Pretty stupid, all things considered. Now, we actually have like a double ability to slow enemies here as a result of having both Little Gish and the spider bites. So it's very, very easy for us to make sure that enemies remain basically perpetually slowed. I'm starting to feel a little bit perpetually slowed myself, but hopefully we find a way to get a blood bag very soon. We have a reroll available that we're going to use on the magnet up here because basically it's really bad. And instead, hey, you know what? We'll take it. Speed upgrade, not the greatest item ever on any run, but it does make me feel a little bit more comfortable, so I think it's an okay pickup, and hopefully we'll find someplace else to use our reroll basically immediately afterwards. Oh, we've already been to this room, I guess. And this is our boss room, so we don't want to go here right away. I mean, I kind of want to go here right away because it would save me from the rest of this Curse of Blindness floor. You know, I think the left hand's been pretty good for us. We'll keep that. Burnt Penny could be interesting because I fully expect to find an arcade and we could get a ton of bombs. We have not been straight down here, I think. We have. Okay, that was the cursed room. The cursed room that gave us spiders that I got hit by. Okay, I'm starting to remember. I'm piecing together the map here. So I believe on the right side we have not been. That should be our shop, or sorry, our arcade. Sorry, our library up there. One of these days we'll get this right. That is our secret room, which may actually allow us to gain access to a shop or item room. Let's see. That is not a shop or item room, and we've already been to this room. No, we have not. Okay, so my mental map has now proven completely broken. Disregard me. I'm just going to go to every single room, and as I go into it, I'll say, I have not been here before, or have I? Let's see. 2 pills, both of which are luck up. If this causes us to get more red chests, then I guess by all means. I always hear that luck down is actually better, but whatever. Anything that says up is fine by me, as long as it doesn't say you fucked up. Which it will, but anyway. More red chests again. Inside of here we find a couple of blast assists. With the slow effect, these guys are going to be even more useless against me than they typically are, and they're typically pretty darn useless. So we should be getting to at least like finding the end of this floor. I don't feel good about fighting the boss until we at least find the end of the floor. With the number of red chests still available, we're definitely going to pop all these open. Let's check out this one. More spirit hearts. I think it's definitely worth our time to have gone through it at least. It's crazy the amount of spirit hearts that we have managed to generate basically just from having the left hand. And I think that luck up is what's causing me to get so many red chests relative to what you even normally get. It might be like luck up combined with the left hand combined with Guppy's tail. Because Guppy's tail obviously increases the prevalence of golden chests. Maybe that translates into red chests if you have the left hand, and then luck up means you get more of them. I don't know. There's our second secret room, so our library, or sorry, our item room plus shop must be on the other side of the map. It's just a fortune teller, which I don't really care about right now. We don't know this one. Bombs are key. I kind of like it. There's another luck upgrade. Why like bombs are key at this point? We don't really need bombs to kill most of our enemies, except for Mom's Heart, but hopefully we'll get more before then. And the fact that we're going to be losing the left hand soon, in all likelihood. The fact that we're going to be losing the left hand soon, in all likelihood, unless we get Mom's Purse, which now it's especially exceptionally unlikely, means that we'll be getting a lot of golden chests by way of Guppy's tail. So hopefully that means we can open those up and get some interesting resources from them. 9-volt is non-rerollable, and that's non-negotiable, so I'd say we're ready to leave this floor now. Didn't pick up anything truly amazing, I think, but sure. We're about to fight Mom. I expect it's going to be an easy fight. No map, no compass. Doesn't matter because we have Curse of Blindness every single floor anyway, and I think we're ready to start the late game. We're well equipped to handle the mid to late game. Maybe not to finish the game, but, you know, we've got a few more items before we need to really worry about that. And if they turn out well, fantastic. If they don't, we'll re-roll them. And if they still don't turn out well after that, then we can start worrying. We've got a lot of contingency plans right now. So, regular version of Mom is less than ideal. Red version of Mom would be by far the best, as usual, but it's still going to be fine. We have good crowd control, decent enough damage. No library on that floor was really surprising. And, you know what would be awesome? Common Cold would be a great pickup. With our rate of fire and the fact that our tier effects are already so good, just extra tier effects make them even better. And that makes the run even more fun, in my opinion. So I took a little bit of dumb damage there. That's okay. We'll take care of Eyeless Ooze guy and just kind of hang out in the center until the very end of the fight, at which point we get the hell out of the center as fast as we possibly can. So, maybe like 5% of Mom's health left. That was a really nice hit there. Let's get the heck out of the center. And I'm just gonna hang out for a second. Disregard this. Alright, Rainbow Baby. I think we re-roll it. Yeah, it gives us meat. That's a much better pickup. So we'll take meat, and if you'll excuse me for a second, I'll be back in just... Alright, real sorry about that. We had a little bit of a feline issue. Okay, I have returned. And, you know, if I could, I would edit that stuff out, but unfortunately, XSplit doesn't give you the opportunity to do that. So, Relic is going to be generating Spirit Hearts for us on a regular basis. With golden chests, I expect to find some pretty good items, but mostly we're going to be bum rushing the boss as quickly as we can. Utero 1 is not really a valid target for us to use our Emperor card. So I think we're just gonna move along, and hopefully we'll be able to find our boss quickly, get a deal with the devil or angel. I'm not sure if we even have the capability to get a deal with the angel, but hey, golden chests keep showing up, and Squeezy is a good pickup for us. It has to be a pretty good item for me to actually pick it up at this point in the game because, you know, reroll pedestals are gonna be hard to come by. If I can actually, you know, reroll something 10 times, then I would much rather reroll it 10 times than pick it up, unless it's very good, and Squeezy's good enough. I don't know if I'd call it very good. But you know, Tears upgrades, when we have a slight damage increase, Tears is basically, or augmenting our rate of fire is basically how we're gonna improve our standing and improve our ability to do damage. So I think I am just going to do as much damage as possible and move along. And I mean, that's pretty standard par for the course stuff when it comes to the Binding of Isaac, but you get the gist of it. Let's... Oh, not get hit by that, and of course I was standing like right next to it. But our boss room should be right around the corner here. We're running out of... We'll re-roll the dollar. We're running out of keys to use here, and we're getting so many goddamn red chests. Golden chests. This must be a luck up thing that I had previously not really experienced firsthand. But this is going to be the last golden chest that we can really open until we get more keys. It's a big floor, a much bigger floor than I expected. We found our second secret room. That is a blood bank, which is actually something that I'm probably gonna go to, and we have enough Spirit Hearts and the Relic that I feel like we can gamble pretty heavily here. And, you know, 1 HP upgrade is not the greatest savior in the world, but it would still be nice for us to be able to get it. And 1 more speed upgrade would be cool as well. And if it ends up being something shitty, then we just re-roll it, and if we end up getting nothing, we have lifesteal and, you know, enough time and enough red hearts and enough Spirit Hearts to feel reasonably confident that we'll get our HP back before the end of the game anyway. Or before it becomes a really serious issue. But hey, we got it. So our speed is feeling pretty good now. If we just come over to the left, we actually found a library, much to my surprise. So this is where the bulk of our reroll generation is going to be focused. Our reroll use is going to be focused. We'll pick up the map. Celtic Cross is just not quite good enough, I think. What a huge floor for Utero 1. This is very surprising to me. Now that I can see exactly where I'm going, I am very, very confident that it's up there in the top left because there's basically no other place that it can be. We'll use our Magician card right away. Well, actually, you know what? I'm trying to think of how we want to... We can leave after we fight this boss, so maybe we'll use our Magician on this boss, make sure we come back for the Emperor card and to reroll Celtic Cross. Someone really wants me to have the dollar. I think Celtic Cross is better than the dollar at this point, so well, the dollar is basically a quarter at this point, given the amount of money we have. So we'll figure out what our worst item is, and then we'll reroll that because we're only going to have... you know what? We actually are going to get like 2 rerolls because there's another few rooms left on this run. I probably should have rerolled before I came in here then, just to make sure we still got a charge for it. But with the 9 volt, I should still get 1 more reroll. Anyway, let's focus on the actual game at hand here. We're fighting Teratoma. Fighting Teratoma means easy item for us. Unicorn Horn is pretty terrible. But we do get Guppy's Paw. Yeah, we'll do this. I'm trying to think, because I like... You know what? Here's how I'm going to do this, actually. I'm going to pick up Anarchist Cookbook. And I know that's going to cost us some health. And that's really bad. But now, after I, like, use... No, because I'll have to... Yes, okay, what I'm thinking is, after I use Guppy's Paw all the way, then I reroll both of them, and this basically becomes our new library, because we don't need either of these items anymore, and now I've already kind of like made it pay for itself. So we got Mom's Purse, and we get Little Chad. As always, Little Chad only comes out when, you know, we've already gone for the entire 100% Spirit Heart play, but whatever. I still think that was a good play. We ended up getting like 30 Spirit Hearts or something like that, which is crazy. And now, we're also only 1 item away from becoming Guppy, which is the other thing that's obviously working out in our favor. We're only going to have 1 reroll. I guess we use it on the Unicorn Horn. Permanent Polaroid invincibility, so good. Yeah, I guess we use it on the Unicorn Horn and take Celtic Cross with us. I'm going to open this golden chest now. Gave us another key, so I could open another golden chest, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I'll pick up Celtic Cross, I'll pick up the dollar, reroll the Unicorn Horn, and hope for the best. We got some improvements there. The Anarchist Cookbook thing turned out to not be that big of a deal, but what I was thinking is I'll pay a heart for it now, because after I use Guppy's Paw, I won't be able to pay for a heart, or pay a heart for it, so I thought it was reasonably smart. We got an HP upgrade right after that I picked up without even thinking about it. I'm a dumbass, but whatever. We still have an awful lot of red health available. It's just one of those times when, you know, I have a reputation, and it's kind of made me a little bit ornery, shall we say, but a reputation for being an idiot, which I find kind of funny, but it's just, you know, people that are a little bit short-sighted and think like, oh, he made a mistake in Binding of Isaac, that correlates to his having low intelligence. Whatever. No big deal, you know. Haters gonna hate. People on the internet are always gonna be short-sighted like that. I'm just gonna pick this up and then walk the fuck out. And then walk the fuck out over here too, and there's nothing over there, so I think I'm just gonna walk the fuck out the way I came in. We've already explored a lot of that. But yeah, people are gonna be like, oh, he's so stupid, he picked up that HP upgrade. It's just muscle memory, it's not being stupid. Being stupid would be like going to jail for tax evasion or something like that. You know what, I have Mom's Purse, I might as well pick up a second trinket. It's just a little short-sighted. We're all guilty of acting rashly now and then. Some of us more so than others, and some of us in different avenues than others. And I'm definitely guilty of acting rashly when it comes to the Binding of Isaac. I think it's part of my charm. Many of you probably disagree, as I've seen by the comments. Like, there was one video fairly recently, and I say fairly recently because, you know, there's a pretty big lead time on these videos right now because I'm preparing to leave for GDC, but, yeah, there was a golden key available, and I had the shears, but I, like, didn't use the shears to pick up the golden key. I was just like, oh, shears suck. And then there were actually people in there, and it, like, blew my mind that are like, how can you be so fucking stupid? There was a guy who was like, and I'm wondering if this is just something that translates badly from, like, his native language into English, but he was like, I want to murder you right now because of that decision. And I was like, which one of us is the stupid one if you're, you know, basically saying I want to murder you for making a mistake with respect to a consumable in the Binding of Isaac? Oh, me? Okay, I guess so. Whatever you say, internet, but let's not go too far down that rabbit hole because that's not going to end particularly well. Now, again, I'm trying to keep myself at half-heart intervals, but I continue to pick up full hearts, and lifesteal is basically something that makes that kind of a, ooh, that would have been awesome if we had lost, or had stayed entirely on Spirit Hearts, but we're still going to be fine regardless. But, you know, lifesteal with Charm of the Vampire is something that makes it basically impossible to stay at a half-heart interval to begin with, so it's likely going to prove fruitless no matter what. So I think we just go to town on Mom's Heart here. Amazingly, despite using bombs or key earlier, we actually do have more than enough bombs to take us through this fight reasonably well. They're poison bombs as well. So I'm feeling pretty good about how I expect this Mom's Heart fight to go. That's not rare. Mom's Heart tends to be one of the easiest rooms, actually, that you can come across in the mid to late game. Late game basically officially starts after we finish this floor, I would say. Duke of Flies? No, we got the second round of those guys. Or first round of those guys. I thought maybe we get a second round of turrets. But nope, Mom's Heart is just continuously firing bombs already. Very, very easy fight. Make sure to kill him. And we go up to the next floor. And this is usually where I would like to use our Emperor card. But first, I just want to take a quick look and see if any of these are useful. One of these is a tiers upgrade. You know what? Probably would prefer to have a couple of extra keys just to make sure that we're going to be fine there. And might as well check out our secret room too, because you never know. Maybe there's going to be something amazing in there. There was not something amazing in there, but that's at least we know now. So we'll now check out our boss room. And with only one orbital, I'm feeling a little bit scary about, or a little bit scared about how I expect this to go. But do keep in mind that we do have permanent Polaroid invincibility, a decent amount of damage, and also the double ability to slow, although it doesn't really appear to slow Isaac's shots as much as I thought it would. Oh, by the way, we don't have permanent Polaroid invincibility. That was Celtic Cross that went off that one time. My mistake. So we're gonna make good use of Celtic Cross whenever it shows up. We have so much HP from a Spirit Heart standpoint that I would be very surprised if we start to see it before the end of this fight. So keep moving out of the way here. I think we'll be entering the third phase of the Isaac fight very, very soon. Poison bombs might be a little bit more important there. But I think, we've only been hit 3 or 4 times, which is actually pretty okay considering how much HP we have and, the amount of time left in the game, which is obviously not very much at all. So play it cool. That poison bomb may have taken out an angel fetus or 2. This should take care of Isaac, and we're good to go. Okay, so all we've got to do now is kill a fairly basic room, or a fairly standard room, I should say, consisting of 3 or 4 enemies. And with them gone, we will now head down to the chest, and I'm feeling pretty good about the way things are going here. Guardian Angel's pretty good. Cat o' Nine Tails is garbage. Bomb Bag is fairly garbage. Speed Upgrade is not worth it right now, so we reroll 3 items here. Pageant Boy, obviously terrible. Mom's Bottle of Pills has given us a brand new pill, which was Bad Trip, which briefly gave you some invincibility. But let's check out our second secret room here. That is our second secret room. Yeah, because our secret room is actually listed on the map. What are these? Are both bad trip pills now? Well, taking one of these into the boss fight gives us a very slight amount of more health. That's okay. Our secret room here is going to show us some valuable information. Almost got hit by bloat there. We're still going to kill Gertie. We just know now that we don't need to go up to the left, because all of those rooms up there do not lead to the boss room. So I feel okay about that. We've, again, found out some very valuable information. So having killed Gertie, we'll just take out the remaining nubs, and good fight. Good fight indeed. More Spirit Hearts is great. Not that we necessarily need them at this point, and we should be fine to take out Super Wrath as well. The rooms that I'm very worried about, well, not very worried, but triple mini-boss, especially if one of them's like a super mini-boss. Double Horseman of the Apocalypse could be annoying. Daddy Longlegs is going to be annoying, because Daddy Longlegs is always annoying. And apart from that, I'm not really sure. Gertie Jr. should actually be one of our easier rooms, strangely enough, because we have double ability to slow. So as long as we can take care of those Gertie Juniors and make sure that they're slowed, they're very easy to dodge, and they typically have pretty low HP. And if we get blue ones, they drop Spirit Hearts as well. So that's even better, all things considered. Should be able to get a tarot card here. A tarot card that is better than Bad Trip would be amazing. What would be better than Bad Trip? Devil or Empress? Sun, I guess technically is like mathematically very slightly better than Bad Trip. I don't even know if we're able to use Bad Trip because we probably won't hit a half-heart interval. Lovers, I guess, is technically basically the same. And we do have rerolls available, so I guess I will reroll before we go into the boss room. But we're basically good, man. I'm pretty confident that we're going to win this run without any problems. So Universal Item Pool didn't necessarily ever make us overpowered, but we've been very comfortable for quite some time. Just a collection of half-decent items, or decent items, eventually led to us becoming way more than half-decent. We've had a very comfortable run here, more comfortable than the vast majority of runs. Just decent damage and good HP is basically what enabled this to happen. So we've got a couple of rerolls available back, or 3 rerolls available back here. 9 lives would actually turn us into Guppy at this point, which would be comical. And maybe we'd be Whore Babylon Guppy, but it just seems kind of foolish to go with it. When I picked it... Okay, let's be honest here. If I just go and fight Blue Baby, we're gonna win. There's no way, there's no two bones about it. why don't we at least be a little funky and pick up Guppy? So it did turn us into Guppy, and I still got to keep my spirit hearts. That's basically what I was testing, so I'm glad I went through with that. We should destroy Isaac now. There shouldn't even be any fuss about it whatsoever. So we'll just create some flies, and this will be good. I don't know if we also have Whore of Babylon working in our favor. We shouldn't have permanent Polaroid invincibility. And actually, we're not doing quite as, like, rigorous of damage as I thought we would, but that's all right. We just hold the button down. This will be over before we even know it. Pretty good run, all things considered. Some mistakes. It would have been nice to have, like, exclusively Spirit Hearts. We would have Whore of Babylon right now, and permanent Polaroid invincibility, which would make this even more of a no-brainer than it already is. But hey, you know, good rerolls and some interesting items have made this a very, very decent run, so I had a good time with this. As soon as we kill these angel fetuses, that time will be over, and we can move on to the next run if you are binge watching right now. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you did, make sure to show your support by clicking the like button. It helps out a great deal, and of course, subscribe if you want to see more Isaac in the future. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.